Hey everyone, all my little stitchy sisters and stitchy misters out there. It's so good to see you again. Today is, I guess I should have wrote it down. I believe it's the 26th of March. It's a Tuesday, I think. Yes. And it's a cold and blustery day here in Southwest Virginia, so I hope it's sunnier where you are. If you're new here, this is my little channel about cross stitch and whatever else kind of crosses my mind, but 99% of the time it's cross stitch. And if you're new, like I said, welcome. And if you're not, thanks so much for coming back. It's good to see you again, technically. Before she moves, here's the mystery cat you guys never see. You see? Right there, that's Lucy. Lucy, you gonna say hi? I got an ear twitch. That's about as good as it gets. It's morning nap time, so you know, priorities. Anyways, just wanted to point her out. There she is. I'm sure the super producer Felix will show up eventually once he realizes I'm talking to no one and he thinks I'm talking to him because, you know, he's a cat. Everything's about him, right? Anyways, last Friday marked my 1-year Flossiversary. I don't know what that is. If there's an official term out there, someone please tell me. Is it FlossTubeversary? Flossiversary? I don't know. But I've been doing this for a year. Amazingly. Time flies. This is my 15th video, so maybe I'm slacking. I don't know. Oh, there she is. She's moving. She is alive. Anyways, so thank you all for those handful that have been through all of it with me. God bless you. And I hope you're enjoying it. Clearly you must be, or you have short-term memory loss and you can't remember that you've watched all of these or something. You keep coming back. God bless you. You know what that means. If there's a birthday, there's an anniversary, there's gifts, right? So I've been treating myself to plenty. I figured I'd be nice and give some to you. So stay tuned at the end. We'll have maybe something for you. I don't know. Just saying. So I have been watching, like everybody else, a bunch of FlossTube lately. There are so many new ones out there, or maybe YouTube's finally throwing them up there for me to see. Some of them aren't all that new and I'm finally seeing them. I guess that lets you know that we just have a huge community of people that are out there randomly throwing up some FlossTube stuff, and I am super grateful because real television holds this much interest for me anymore. I'd much rather just watch people that, you know, like-minded folks showing me stuff I want to see. You can't get more specific than that, right? God bless YouTube and Rumble and all the others out there that are doing the same thing. So wanted to mention some you're going to know, some are fairly new, some have mentioned me, and I wanted to make certain that they got the same love, and I've caught up with their stuff too, so that's probably why I've been watching so much, as well as, you know, weather sucks, so it doesn't help. Anyways, first, but in absolutely no particular order, it's just what came to my mind first as I was writing all these down, because I have a bunch of notes, bear with me. And of course, glasses, because it's not getting any better. First on the list is Two Tall Stitchers. They've been around for a while. Mother-daughter duo. I'm sure a bunch of you have already watched them, but they're so much fun to watch. I know they just came back from market. They do a bunch of quilting. By all means, go check them out. They're so much fun. Hathaway Stitchers, I've heard a lot of people mention them too. They're sisters. They are new. I think they only have maybe 3 videos now. Maybe 4 if I'm not caught up. Entirely possible. They're a lot of fun. They're funny. The last one I watched, they had the bloopers at the end. By all means, either watch to the end or fast forward to the end. It'll be worth your time. They remind me of me and my sister when we get going on stuff, and it's all downhill. Okay, so check them out, Hathaway Sisters. I know Amity just released some of her patterns that she's put together over the years on her Etsy store. And I love that they're like the founding members of the bird herd. So if you know, you know. If you don't, go watch them and find out. So they're a lot of fun. Check them out. Handmade by Sarah W. She's been around a while. Where have I been? I think I might have watched a couple of hers like a while ago and then kind of circled back. Again, there has to be an easier way to categorize things or whatever on your YouTube. I need to be more YouTube savvy. On my list of things to do with technology, and you know that's a vast list because I am no good at it. Anyways, so Handmade by Sarah W. I absolutely loved her little calendar box and the Quaker stitches she has in there. I harassed her. She gave me the information, bless her heart, and you can see it in the haul. Because, like I said, I've been buying myself some anniversary presents. Cross Stitch Mad Sarah is another new one. I know she has one out. I don't know if she's dropped a second one yet or not. She's from Northern England. She's a hoot. She's a nurse. I relate, I get it. Go over there and send her some love, because you'll enjoy her. She doesn't have a whole lot of whips just yet, but I'm sure we'll rub off on her and she'll have a billion like the rest of us here soon enough. So that is Cross Stitch Mad Sarah. Whips and Kits is another one. She has a few videos now, several. I don't know exactly how many, but right up there where I am, I think. And she's another Heidi. So of course I had to watch another Heidi because how could I not, right? She's fun. I'm enjoying her. She's always got some fun stuff to talk about. And ZZ's Fiberworks. She's a new FlossTuber. She only has, I think, 2 or 3 videos now. But she's in Northern California. I think the last one that I watched, she was getting hit by a blizzard, which, at least we haven't seen snow here. I mean, it's been cold and windy, but at least it wasn't a foot of snow. So, bless you, Elizabeth. Hang in there, girl. But she's got some cute stuff, and I know if I could introduce her to my husband, like her and her husband, I guess, are big wrestling fans, like WWE, and Rusty can go on and on about every wrestler in his lifetime and beyond, I think. I can enjoy it and watch it for what it is, but I certainly don't know all the history behind it, let alone whatever. I mean, it's fun watching him watch it. Put it that way. So if I could get him together with them, I imagine it would be a good time for all. But anyways, that is ZZ's Fiberworks. I think she's the same on Instagram as well as YouTube. She's brand new. She has a lot of fun. Please go over there and check her out. ZZ's Fiberworks. Her name's Elizabeth. Okay, I think that's my big long list of FlossTubers at first. I hope you wrote some of those down, or you're like, duh, Heidi. They've been around forever. Where you been? I get it. Moving on to stitching stuff. March Madness. Some of you might have seen my post on Instagram. I'd seen a bunch of people talking about the March Madness. I was like, I'm going to be ahead of it this year. I'm going to have some sort of bracket made up. Nothing major. I mean, it looked a lot more intimidating than it actually was or is. Trying to pull it out of the old planner here. So this past weekend was the first rounds, and I made, here, this is my teeny tiny, can you see all those? Yeah, that's the main one. And then the old eyes got tired of that, so then I just did it by category, or by, east, west, midwest, south, the 4 brackets. And then as they won and lost, marked them off, put them on a little tiny spreadsheet, because I like paper because I'm old and a technotard. I think we've clarified that already. And then if you won, you get 100 stitches. If you lose, it's 50. And it's just another excuse to touch all my projects here in the next month or so. So I had everything caught up with my whip go. I was ready to go. And so that's kind of where what I've been working on is just playing with some of the ones that have been the winners and losers. It's kind of interesting how it went. I basically took 16 projects. There are 16 teams in each of the 4 brackets. So I listed them all once in each bracket. So of course they're all getting multiple wins and losses here and there. That's all I did to it. I know some people do, if you lose, then we'll work on you during Mania and this and that. And that would be giving me way too much credit to remember what I did do in March and what I'm supposed to do in May. So I was like, let's just stick with this. Let's do the 100 stitches for a win and 50 for a loss. And so far, hey, it's kept up with my attention span and my I don't know, word fart. I don't know, brain fart. It's about as much as I can keep up with, basically. So that's my March Madness. Nothing exciting. We're in a lull here for a couple I think the games start up again maybe Friday, to finish off the, third round. So we'll see. So far so good. It's been fun. What's next? Oh, well, since the planner's open, here's my planner so far. I like how it's always interesting. You know, here's what it starts with, right? Random stickers, because what the hell? We all revert back to our junior high and like, stickers. I'm gonna put stickers on something, right? So then we just started adding colors to it. So I haven't added my next start. So next up is finishes. I do actually have a fully finished project. Well, it's finished. It's not fully finished. Give me another year or two. I'm sure I'll finally have it in a frame. But anyways, and you know what finishes mean? You got to start something, right? So let's start with the finish. That's hard to say. This one, here we go. Finally finished it. This is Frosty Forest, Country Cottage. Finally got the buttons on. Some of them are kind of crooked, whatever. I'll deal with that when I have to. This was on, I think it was a 32 count. Dapple, maybe? Picture this plus, I'm guessing. Don't rightly know, but there they are. This was my original completely whining and crying about white stitching. We all know it. We all love it. Because we have to. But anyways, I'd seen that finished at Craft Gallery in Findlay, Ohio. And that's where I bought it. Miss Paula helped me get all the buttons and whatnot. And she was one of my oldest whips. I think I started her in June or July of 21. So she was overdue. I'm glad she's finally done. Done. What show is that? Done. You all know which one I'm talking about. Anyways, it is high squirrel alert today. Sorry for the craziness. So again, finished one, so I had to start another. I've already alluded to it, so I'll start with this one. It's this was from the Handmade with Sarah W., the June Quaker, by From the Heart Needle Art. More of my haul: the pattern, the thread, and the fabric. I'd gone over to Radford, Virginia to Sew Biz, and it's a big quilting store, but they have a nice little section of cross-stitch stuff. So I got this fabric there. It's a, what was it actually called? The Weichelt Perman Linen. It's a 32 count. And I figured to make it fit in the box, it needed to be a 32 count. So that's my start on this little guy. So, quick little stitch. It's kind of nice for a change for me. I did get, called for linen. Nothing exciting. 3 whole colors. You gotta like that. I started making some of my own floss tags, or floss drops, whatever you want to call them. Aren't those pretty? Something different. Dabbling with some of the billions of beads that I have. I figured I'd make my own. It has a little kitty cat charm on it. So yeah, there's my June Quaker. And I just started her last night. My other big start is I figured after Nashville needlework this year, and pretty much last year. If Teresa Kogut put something out, I'm just going to buy it. So I finally just said, you know, I might as well be a level 4 whimsy. I joined her Patreon, which is wonderful. She gives you all kinds of stuff. She has all kinds of interactive things. They're pretty cool. There's different levels if you're interested. A lot of free patterns and whatever. So no matter what level, I highly recommend it. So she was doing the hometown sale. This is her stitch along. It's a 2-year stitch along, which is more my pace. And you gotta love that. So I had to wait because everybody was in Nashville and whatnot, where I ordered the fabric from, and I think which was, I'm not certain, Farmer in the Attic. Up in the Attic is the name of the thing. I don't know. Again, if I'm not reading it, don't trust a word I'm saying today. Okay? I'm just making stuff up. Clearly. Anyways, I had to wait for the fabric to get here because everybody was in Nashville. So I couldn't start it when I needed to start it, which was a long time ago. So I'm playing catch up. So I basically just this month finished the first section and a little bit of carryover, of course, because, you know, I have the 3 charts, January, February, and March. It's basically just January's section right there. Most of it's DMC. She switched some of the colors around, but true to Teresa fashion, she pretty much does stick to DMC. Not always, but on some of her big girls. So there's all my kinky DMC that will be well loved for the next couple of years and maybe beyond. We'll see how long it takes me to actually get a 2-year stitch along done. Pardon me. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that last week I was, well, actually from the beginning of the year, I've been trying to do a lot of cleaning out, purging, whatnot, as I've been bringing stuff home from my parents' house. You know, you just realize it's time. You got to purge some stuff so you can bring more stuff in. So, and it's that time of year we're all trying to organize stuff, right? So I'd finally gotten to the point where the stuff out in my she shed and the storage garage and blah, 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 that's pretty much been purged. So I came into here to my stitching room, and there's a closet and an armoire that were full of stuff. Not all of it stitchy stuff. Like, not very much of it was. So I'm like, how about we get this stuff out? I see what I have to deal with. Try to keep all my stitchy stuff in here, and we'll go from there. Well, as I'm going through there, I found a project I started, and I can't remember when, and I sure didn't write it down. But back in the 90s, I mean, like everybody else, you were in love with the lavender and lace. And if you watched my first video, you saw my finished piece of, I don't know, Blue Earth Angel or Earth, it's one of those angels that she did. There's only 1,000 of them, right? Anyways, I knew I had one that was almost done. Another fancy lady. I knew I wouldn't have thrown it out, but for the life of me couldn't find it, right? Well, guess what I found? I found her. It's the Celtic Christmas piece. And it is on, what do they say? 10 out of 10, 5-star crunchy linen, or crunchy Ada. I have no idea what color that is, but anyways, there she is. I did break out the iron today and try to iron out the majority of all the wrinkles. That's easier said than done. And you can see a lot of that is the dreaded Krynic. I mean, look at all that. Somebody stop me. So I'm pretty certain I know why she went to the back of the closet for a couple decades. It was that Krynic. If anybody out there watches CCL Stitches, Crazy Cat Lady Stitches, Kylene up in Pennsylvania, she recently was talking about the Chronicles of Krynic, and I totally understand. And after hearing what she said about that, and then finding this girl here, And I should say, look at that dress. Look at all of that madness. I'm pretty certain this is my addition to the Chronicles of Krynic. I guess we need some sort of opening credit. But I'm pretty certain I didn't have resting bitch face until I started this project and stitched all that Krynic. I'm just saying. That's what I'm blaming it on, is this piece. Absolutely. I can guarantee you it's the called for DMC and Krynic. I do have the beads, so looking forward to that. Yeah, and the crunchy Ada of some random color. Natural. I don't know. And it was in my handy, I think Joanne's bag, project bag. That's exactly what it was still in. Can't imagine why I couldn't find it. But anyways, so that was my surprise whip. There's not much left on her to do, as you could see. So the only retreat I have planned so far this year is the Barefoot Needle Art Retreat in Myrtle Beach this October. So maybe I'll save her to finish then, or maybe at least have her stitched up and just do the beading then. We'll see. I don't know. It's a tentative plan on my Celtic Christmas. Now, will she be framed and ready for Christmas? I don't know. I might be pushing it. Not this Christmas anyways, maybe some other Christmas. So the rest of the whips I've been working on. Moving right along. Here's some more of my new floss tags. I really like them. Maybe I need to open an Etsy store. What do you think? You tell me. Hang on just a second. Hey there, sorry about that. Any of you that have been with me for a while, you know that last fall was interesting with all the critters that I deal with. And so Lucy, who's miraculously still sitting there, is what's left, her and Felix. But I had a little guy named Brutus, who was a stray that came in and stole our little hearts and had medical issues, and we got him fixed up and then he disappeared. Well, as I'm sitting here, something caught my eye through the window over here, and it was a black cat, which that's what Brutus was. But I was like, I don't think that's him. It looks kind of small. So clearly we have more strays. So I had to go check it out. Anyways, so here was this. I'm showing you more of the floss tags. If you like them, let me know. I think they're awfully pretty. They're nice and thick because I put regular cardstock on the back of them. So they're double thick cardstock. Anyways, these gorgeous colors, and aren't they gorgeous, belong to Memories of the Past, Hands Across the Sea. The more I work on this, the more I love it. These colors are just gorgeous. Is this one platinum? Yeah, this is on 40 count platinum. And basically just got some more of the letters done and some of those little, I don't know, what do you call them? Little wing thingies underneath the border. But she is so pretty. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Memories of the Past. Try to keep my piles going here. Next up, Rosewood Manor. There's a heck of a glare on these. Does that help? The same but different. Dreaming of Moms. I love this one. The colors are so pretty. Yep, I guess it's just that one. It's causing all the glare. Started her last month. And here's all of her Beautiful. Called for. I think the only substitution I made was autumn leaves for sockeye. Super variegated. There you go. Very pretty. And that's what this first flower motif was made with, that particular one. Not pretty. Thought I'd try something else, so I moved on down to that pink. But I just love this one. And that is 40 count milk and honey fiber on a whim fabric. Stay. Next up is Ever Flowering Garden by Owl Forest Embroidery. I know you can barely see it. Picture does it zero justice. Seen a handful of other people working on this right now. Don't have all of the floss just yet. I opted to not use their floss, but I got Cottage Garden threads. So some of them I could find here in various stores within the States, and the others had to come from Australia. So I did get an email a few days ago saying it made it to California, so they should be showing up anytime now. God willing. Because I'd love to keep going on this one. Not that I don't have plenty to stitch already, but it will be nice to do a floss toss and see what I got. Right? So, here's what I've got so far since my first start. Basically just added a couple flowers. Up here I was doing just the DMC that it calls for. Well, it doesn't call for, but that they throw down instead of their threads. I didn't much care for it just because there's not a lot of definition. So I started digging through my stash, and then that is done with an overdyed, what is it, Weeks? No, Gentle Arts Pine. And I like that it had a little bit more, you know, you can actually see with that light. A little bit of variation. It's subtle, but it's there. So, looking forward. This was my leap year start. So, I've got 4 years to make some progress on that one, right? But very pretty. Enjoying it so far. All right, keeping the piles. Next up, another fan favorite, because a lot of us are stitching this one, is a heartstring sampler. He's Consider the Lilies. And using all the called for pretties there. This is on 46 count cappuccino, fiber on a whim. This is the majority of it. I can get it all put together. So what I did was played with the little horse there. Finished a couple tiny motifs around it, but the majority of what I was working on, like I mentioned in my last video, just trying to get that main string of the border done. So I can make certain that thing's gonna match up before I really get going on it. Since, you know, my land that I love was a little wonky, but that's okay. So hoping to have a slightly better outcome on this one. Fingers crossed. Next up is a little Halloween at Hawk Run. And this one is all, thankfully, a bunch of DMC. And I'm still plugging away at my second block there. Since all these are basically full coverage, slowly but surely. And I think once I finish with this one, or with this block. I'm going to go ahead and just do the borders on all of them. Again, just to kind of see what I'm looking at. Get that done and have it as a reference. It's always good to have the outlines done. Make it a little bit easier anyways. Next up is Beach Boardwalk. Another one of the Country Cottage Needleworks series. This is the one in the middle. There's 7 total. I found the perfect fabric for it when I was at the retreat last year. So this is a 40 count, I believe it was called Sea Mist by Barefoot Needle Art. And very pretty. They have so many pretty fabrics. And just the other night I finished the bottom where you get the nice little kind of beach look. This is a fun stitch. The colors are great. It reminds you of ice cream. Who doesn't love some ice cream? Be better if you were on the boardwalk eating the ice cream. Whatever. Soon. I have a beach trip coming up in May. TikTok. I can't wait. We're getting there. All right. That's all my whips that I've worked on. My pile is down to nothing. Down to the step stool. Or footstool. So that's a good thing. Haul. Like I mentioned, the Quaker, the month Quakers from Sarah. Handmade Sarah W, I believe. She has this behind her. And she kindly told me that she found it at Paisley's and Polka Dots. It has the little months and dates and whatnot. And then these little guys fit right down in there. So I already showed you June. There's July. And again, these are just 3 colors. This one's July. And I'm going to use that same Weichelt Preman, whatever, how you say that, fabric. It's the 32 count. But for the July one, I'm going to go with the white. But here's August. And again, some more of these little floss tags that I made. Pretty cute. And a little charmy thing I threw on there. What the heck? There's August, and that's more of a beige. And that's what my June fabric color is too. So I figure between the months, as they come up, the colors and whatnot, I'll change between the two because I should have more than enough to take care of all 12 of them as I slowly bring them on. So there's those. This is my project bag for them. It's official. I still need to go shopping, apparently. It's sad and pathetic. I clearly have either too many projects. Oh, Lucy is alive. Hi, Lou. Or just too many kitted up. Because I have plenty of project bags. Don't get me wrong. Anyways. Oh, what's next? What's next? Got my little shipment from Ukraine. Right? You know, that won't be the thumbnail for my video. It'll be some other thing where I'm like, they pick the weirdest things. All you other Flosstubers out there know it. It's like, they wait for your stupidest expression, and they're like, that's it. That's the frame. We're going to run with it. Anyways, this is the magnetic frames, primarily used for your Mill Hill kits. And those are the ones I like to work on while I'm in the car because I don't have to fight to see the holes. And I have plenty of them, and this makes it perfect. Before I had just a little 6x6 frame, and I would staple the paper to it, which is fine, but it's stapled, and you got to be careful, and this is a much better deal. So, of course, I totally forgot to write down the name of the Etsy store, but if you look for magnetized frames, I'm sure they'll pop up, or I mean, I heard from another floss tuber, so just keep watching people that are better than me and write stuff down. Another Nashville thing. I'd ordered this before Nashville, but of course this poor woman was so busy. I'm just now seeing everybody getting their their fabric, and it is Cedar Creek linen. I got this is Albarium, the 36 count. So pretty. I've never stitched on her fabric before, but I definitely look forward to doing it. I needed some lighter stuff for some of these sampler patterns that I have. This is the Spindrift. I believe this is one of her new ones. Again, I can't tell because when you're staring into the light, it's difficult. So they are very, very close. The one on the bottom is just like a shade darker. So those will be fun. Fun to play with. Cedar River linen. I tell you, flashing back to those days that in elementary school where they made me see the speech therapist. Anybody else have to go through that? I guess they thought because I mumbled, and still do, that somehow I didn't know how to say my S's or something, because I vividly remember the stupid phrase they would make me say over and over. Robert found a shiny penny. And they did. They somehow wanted me to close my teeth together when I said shiny. Shiny. Like, I never understood that. But anyways, maybe someone who's speech out there can tell me what they were trying to do there, and maybe that will shed some light on why I am as weird as I am. Hard to say. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I have switched all my DMC, and well, all my thread really, over to Annie's Keepers. I've used them enough now to let you know I do love them. I think it's a great way to store your stuff, and you don't get the kinky stuff like you've been seeing. Not that that's a huge problem. I really don't notice it making the thread lay funny or whatever, but I also use a thread conditioner when I'm using DMC, just standard. But anywho, so I always bought them from the same person, and that is Joyful Stitching on Etsy. Since this is my second purchase with her, this time she sent me a little thank you card and some DMC. Look at our thank you card and a little thank you gift. This cute little bag. Isn't that adorable? I love that fabric. So anybody needs anything, it's another wonderful Etsy store, and it's the Joyful Stitcher. Debbie. She's too kind. Bless her heart. I believe she's out in Idaho. I did finally bite the bullet and get the Just Cut Cross Stitch magazine, so this has popped up. I know it's old, but there's some really cute stuff in here. Like I need more inspiration, but there it is! I mean, I did go through all of my mom's old magazines that she had snagged. I really like this one. Stitching with Friends. Isn't that cute? You can't beat springy colors. Who is that by? Red Barn Sampler. I think that's the one I'm going to do that's super cute. I like that one. And then, of course, some of this is market haul. Some of this is stuff I found at So Biz in Radford. And the reason why they're in page protectors is because I make working copies. I'd much rather tear up a copy and then I'd scribble out where I'm at so I can actually see where I'm at, because I get easily confused. And especially in repetitive borders, I'm like, oh, I'm in this one? No. And then I, frog half of it. So I just make a copy and I get a little bit of satisfaction when I finish with that page and I get to tear it up and throw it in the trash. So, starting, I only have the first two of the fancy houses. Everybody's seen these. They're just gorgeous. I haven't decided. They're cottage garden samplings. I mean, I know I just saw the Hobbit house released or at least the preview. I don't know if it's actually released. And it looks like they're doing it all on one. I'm just kind of holding out to see what all 12 of them look like. Because, I mean, part of me wants to do one at a time and maybe change the fabric up, excuse me, and just do a flat fold or something, flat finish. But then it's like, but if they look really cool all together. So I figure I'm going to wait and see what they all look like. And if I want to put them on one, then I'll start, because I'd hate to really, you know, I'm weird. That's the plan. So those are the only two I've gotten so far. This is Blueberry Ridge design, All Hallows Eve. Oh, I thought that was adorable. And not too much white. Even that white house, I don't know if you could tell, has the cute little stars in it. So, not a lot of white stitching. This is the Love Boat sampler. I've seen this a few times. Artist design. I got this one at So Biz, but because it's the first time I'd seen it in person. I've seen a handful of times on random videos. Seems really cute. I don't know about the pink. I kind of like it. We'll see. I do have some pink fabric, so maybe I'll play with that. A Budding Bouquet, number 3 Spring. Jeanette Douglas. I mean, who doesn't love Jeanette Douglas? All her fine little things. Of course, Plum Street, the American Welcome. Add to my Plum Street binder. When I was getting everything organized, certain designers have their own binder. Plum Street's one of them. Teresa Koget's another. Which one is this? Simple Life. I really loved. I mean, isn't that what we all just want? It's a simple life. Border's adorable. Those cute little ducks. Everything in the water there. Love it. And Needleworker's Oath. I love her skirt. And there you go. There's Felix snoozing. I'm super surprised he hasn't made an appearance. He must getting more lazy in his old age. This is Voice So Sweet. Who can resist a bird with a hat? Right? I mean, that's right up there. That's a bird herd thing, right? Bird herd specialty item. Shannon Christine Designs, the Cherry Blossom Manor. I mean, I had to think. There's a lot of white stitching, but it's bricks. Love the colors. Just love the spring. Spring colors, can't beat them. And Summer House Stitchworks, hands-on design, Between Friends, a spring sampling. I thought that was beautiful. Looks like a cute, quick one. We all need with little blue bee sketch. Look at that. That's cute. That's adorable. Oh, but wait, there's more. Quite probably, I don't know, it might be a Mania start if I can hold off that long. Serenity by Teresa Koget. It's just stunning. Like the moths. I don't think that's a butterfly. Pretty insect in the corners. Whatever it is. Yep, and the Little Robin Designs Grayscale, 1858. Those cats lured me in. Very cute. Little Robin had a lot of cute designs. Of course, the Hello Spring, Teresa Koget. I love that one. There's, what, 8 or 9 patterns in this one? I just made the copies so I can tell. but like the cottage house. Another adorable bird with a hat on, wren. That's on a pink fabric. That's gorgeous. I got the floss for that one already. And then the Stitcher strawberries. That was really cute too. So those are all in that book, Hello Spring by Teresa Kogut. And of course, another one by Teresa and Godsaw. So now you see why I went ahead and joined her Patreon. Might as well just get them there. Or at least have first access to them, right? I'm going to buy them anyways. So, these are some of the threads for that wren, I believe. I did a 1, 2, 3 stitch order. Those are all Teresa. 1 or 2 of those, whether it's Serenity and whatnot. When I had gotten the fabric for the hometown sale, I just went ahead and got a fat half of the Up in the Attic, the 36 count. And by some miracle, I have just enough left to start Serenity. So those are the threads for Serenity and the 36 count Up in the Attic. And there's that. And then the other things I have, like I said, I'm playing with these. These are more of these floss drops that I've been playing with. Pretty cute. I think they're adorable. So some Valentines, some more summer flowers, some more summer flowers. What we got here? Easter. Look at those bunnies. Here's a cute Christmas batch that I found to make up. Kitty trees. A dinosaur. Some more of the ones that you've already seen. Pretty flowers. Oop, and that's another set of the Easter ones. So again, you tell me what you'd think. Do you think I should sell those on Etsy? Anybody interested? Hoard them for myself? I'm fine with that too. Because they're, like I said, super thick, so that I know they're going to withstand all the big projects and the years it takes me to do these projects. So they will last. All right, kids. I think we're getting to the fun part. Plans. I'm just gonna keep working through my March Madness stuff. The Whipco and Heiferboard calls just happened yesterday, so I'll be working on those. And tomorrow I head back to Ohio. It's our last trip to get everything done there. The house is sold. It's just everything. It's the week of your life you've dreaded your whole life, but it's gonna be all right. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get everything moved out of there. We're gonna get Mom buried next to Dad finally, and have her celebration of life. And I get to see a lot of family that it'll be good to see. And then on Sunday we're driving home, and look forward to handing the house over to a wonderful couple, and they are so going to enjoy it just like we did. So that's my plans until the next time I see you. And next up, we're going to have a little giveaway because we made it a year. So you know all the rules, what you can't say, what you shouldn't say. I need you to be 18. I don't care where you live. I'll ship it to you. It would be nice if you were a subscriber, but whatever, you know, hey, if you're watching, I'm okay with it. So, first up, some of these are older, some of these are patterns that I've already done, so figured I'd let them go to another happy home. All right, so this one is Little House Needleworks. I got no idea how old it is. I've had it for a hot minute. Anyways, it's Tall Pines. And it says, under tall pines and stars giving light, a cabin sits wrapped in the still of the night. Isn't that cute? Actually, if I put my old lady glasses on, might be able to see what's underneath it. Stitched in the year 2010. So I'm guessing 2010. So if you're interested in this one, use the word pine. Next up is another little house needlework, and it's the bookshelf. There you go. It has Little Women, Wuthering Heights, Sense and Sensibility, Secret Garden. Cute. This one is, oh, I'm sorry, I guess if you want that one, the word is books for the bookshelf. Next up, we have Brenda Gervais, Bittersweet and Broomsticks. This was the first one I ever did on a 40 count linen. And it was delightful. If you would like this one, the word is broomstick. My very first attempt of stitching on linen, and it was a Silver Creeks. I think I do that every time. I'm sorry. Silver Creek samplers. This is why I had the speech. People come harass me at a young age because I cannot speak. Anyway, Silver Creek samplers. This is my Christmas list. I love all of her stuff. It's so fun. If you want this one, the word is Christmas. Another Brenda Gervais. People still working on this, of course. Winter Rose Manor, right? Yeah. So pretty. If you'd like this one, the word is manor. I'll warn you on this one. This is before I started doing working copies. So I'll go through and erase my marks on it. I think I just kind of crossed out the real quick, the 10 by 10 squares as I went through them. But I'll erase those before I send them off to you. But it's got some love on it, just so you know. That's authentic though, right? Code word is manor. And I think this one I picked up at the beach retreat, their swap table. I thought, oh, I'm going to do this. And every time I flip through my stash and I'm like, am I ever going to do this? Probably not. It's by the Cricket collection. Some beachy stuff. But what I really liked was that little thing with the little beach houses. It's called Salty Neighbors. Thought it was cute. So if you want this one, the word is salty. So the last video I had shown some Thomas Kincaid stuff that my mom had. I had several people reach out to me there. I think enough people, you know, had all kind of, it's all spoken for. It's just easier to be like, here, if you want it, you bet. So I'll be reaching out to you, those 3 or 4 people, and we'll do what we can to make everybody happy. So watch your Instagram and or your comments on your YouTube. I will reach out to you and say, hey, here's my email. Give me your info. So, like I said, those are, how many was that? 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I can't wait to see how you all interestingly put those 6 words together. Some of you that do, some of you that don't, that's fine too. My next video, which will probably be a couple weeks, tends to be my norm. And we'll draw some winners and get you some stuff to work on this summer. I know y'all don't have enough. I'm sorry I can't get it to you quick enough. You'd just be sitting there like doing crosswords till you get this stuff to work on, right? So anyways, I thank you all for joining in and watching me today. And for the past year, if you've been around that long to or have found me for that long, whatever I'm trying to say there. And and I look forward to plenty more. I've really enjoyed this community. It's been a lot of fun. I've met a lot of great people. And what's not to love but hanging out with people that love things that you love, right? Bless you all. Have a good couple weeks. Have a happy Easter if you're of that mind. And we'll go from there. And I'll see you all soon. Take care.